What up, everyone? Welcome back to Blade Bias. Figured it was time to talk about the Sirius V2 that I, in effect, traded to Ty. What really happened, as I explained in previous videos, was that we just kind of mutually gifted each other a Balisong from our collection as late birthday gifts, but we did it at the same time. I brought my Kraken Trainer to give to him, because Ty has obviously really loved the Kraken Trainer and talked about how much he loves it in the past. But he doesn't have one because of the whole Atlanta Toxic situation. And I think it was the same for him. He didn't really flip this, especially now that he has the V3. And he just figured he would give it to someone who would flip it more, which I definitely will. So I, in effect, got a Balisong that I'll flip much more than I did the Kraken Trainer. Because the Kraken Trainer was just, like, it was too handle bias for me. I love the teal. I love the fact that it was, like, super bouncy. It was really well-tuned and all that. But I just wanted to give it to someone who I knew was going to flip it and love it a little more than I currently was. And it seems Ty had the same idea. And it seems to have worked. I've been flipping this a ton. I think Ty's been flipping my Kraken Trainer a ton. He might have even made a video about it on Blade Bias by now. But yeah, I'm not going to say too much because, you know, I've already covered the Sirius V2 on this channel back when Ty first got it. But I'll talk a little bit about it now. I will say I've been turned to the polish side. This is the one that Ty sent out for polishing. And the polish is really, really nice. It gets rid of some of the angular sharpness of the Sirius, so you lose just a tiny bit of that control. But it brings it into like the comfort area of like a Kraken. It just feels really good, and I really enjoy it. It adds a little bit of grip to my hands at least, as well. Because you're not like slipping and sliding on that weird anno. Not weird anno, I'm just like an anno. I like the way it feels. I really like the way it looks, and it catches light. It looks really nice. And since it's already kind of like corroding or whatever you want to call the stuff that's happening along the sides here. Not the jeweling. I'm talking about like the little black spots that are happening. Not exactly worried about like getting it all scuffed up or anything like that. In fact, I might even just make this like a beater of some sort because it is 7075. It can handle it. But we'll see. Because, you know, polish, I always thought, oh, polish is kind of dumb because, like, you're going to see every little scuff that happens. But it manages to hide the scuff pretty well. Obviously, there's a lot of, like, scratches on it, but, you know, you get the overall aesthetic of it still, so that's pretty cool. As for the Sirius V2 itself, I like it. I don't want to compare this to a Kraken Trainer because they're very different. This is lighter, has a different balance, etc. But I like this a lot more than the V2.5 and V3 Kraken Trainers, to be completely honest with you. It just fits my preferences a lot more. Fans more neutrally, does rollovers pretty well. I do wish it had a little more momentum. I wish there was a little more weight in the ends of the handles and the tip of the blade, because I find myself getting just like, not fatigued, but I can feel it in my arm that I'm having to crank this a little harder than something that's a little more effortless, like my Nemesis or something like that. But it's not a deal breaker by any means. The design is really nice. Like I said, you lose a little bit of that control from the polish because you don't have... The control comes from like the sharpness of the angles, and you don't really have that anymore. This is more of like a smoothed out feel. But it still feels really good. The trainer blade looks really good. I really like this almost mesh layer in here. It's really cool looking. The whole Balisong flips really well. It's got decently good grip, although I will say this needs jimping really bad. These little things on the sides are fine for like choker fans, but I don't really feel them too much. And I can tell if I was someone who was into like doing ladders, I might want a little bit more down there just to help me get through it. Obviously the polish is helping me just a little bit, but you know. It could be a little better. And I think LDY actually teased jimping for the next version on their Instagram, which was interesting, considering the V3 just came out. But yeah, I just like, besides those two things, I like it. It's a pretty solid little Balisong. It's light, it's responsive, it's fun. Probably my favorite trainer in my collection right now, but I do think that has to do with some of like the new factor of it. I haven't had a new Balisong in my collection in a while now. A new metal one, let's just say that. A new metal Balisong in my collection for a while now. I think the last one was the Impusa? That can't be right. But I guess it is right. Yeah. The Impusa was the latest one, the latest metal addition to my collection. Interesting. So yeah, I'm probably just like in the honeymoon phase with it, I guess you could call it, but we'll see. It definitely has lowered my feelings towards my Nemesis a little bit more, especially with my love for the Slift T lately. But I don't see myself selling the Nemesis anytime soon. I think that video that I made before Blade Show still stands, because every time I flip the Nemesis, it's just like, man, I don't think I could go without this, even if I don't flip it that often right now. But yeah, Sirius V2, really good. Just thought I'd share my thoughts on it, why I have it, because you guys will see it in future videos. But as something that I've already covered, I covered the live blade. I guess it's good I covered the trainer blade. The trainer blade carries just a bit more momentum in the blade, I believe. Again, it's been a while since I've flipped a live blade Sirius V2, so I can't exactly speak on that perfectly. But yeah, I think this thing has become kind of like my main trainer lately. Along with the Kuno, because I'm still carrying the Kuno with me basically everywhere I go. But yeah, that's the Sirius V2. That's why I have it, and that's what I think about it. Thank you all for watching. Screw and Zen pins. Oh, I didn't complain about screw and Zen pins. Screw and Zen pins suck. Could use some more jimping. Could use a little bit more weight in both the blade and the ends of the handles. But it's a solid little flipper. Especially the stuff it comes with. I didn't even mention that. You get a case with it. You get a live blade. You get the extra hardware. LDY really knows what's going on when it comes to accessories that you get with the Balisongs that you buy. Even the Orion. I mean, I've covered it in the channel before. Like, you get so much cool stuff with the Orion for $100. It's like, dang. That's pretty cool. And the Sirius V2 was no different. Especially now that you can probably get them relatively cheap for, you know, the fact that it's discontinued and the Sirius V3 exists now. Or maybe not, because I don't even know if the Sirius V3 is like if you could get a Sirius V2, should you get a Sirius V3? I don't know. I think they're relatively similar. Although I do like the V3 a little bit more. Especially since I was able to try a trainer blade of the Sirius V3 at Blade Show. That was really good. But yeah, I think that pretty much does it. Thank you all for watching. That's why I have the Sirius. That's what I think of the Sirius. You'll see it in more videos. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.